when they join us. So, what? Did you hear that? It was their call. It was their decision, all right? So when they get here, you know who to point to. I need you all to make some uproarious sound. Put your hands together for the Naruto Cast Q&A. Come on out here. You can do it. Find a seat, grab a microphone. Leave some room for Yuri and Dave.
Team 10 is in the house, complete. We have Robbie Wrist as Choji. Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Eno. Tom Gibbs. What's your character's name? Shikamaru. And I am Asuma Sensei. Welcome to Team 10.
Get in for my job.
Am I on? Oh, I am. So, really quick, this is the Walking Dead panel, right? So I love that.
Close enough. The Last of Us.
We also have Neil Kaplan and Michael Yurachek. Woo! And Eyebrows.
Wishibrow in the house. Brian Donovan.
Sorry, that's what you already.
So I have to ask, was that really a tribute to you in Ant-Man and Quantum Mania? Did they really mean to have broccoli, but they went with broccoli instead? I'm just saying.
I see you out there, Toby. I see you. Is mine on?
Yeah, you gotta get like super duper.
Hey guys, thanks for making it over.
Like my lipstick is gonna get wiped off with this sucker.
You're kissing the person who used this mic before you.
Yeah, germs, love it.
Yeah. This is for the next person.
Y'all, you are all part of a franchise that has literally spanned generations. Centuries. And you're here just acting like that's no big deal.
Wait, actually, you're right. Because it came on before. When did it start?
I don't know.
2005.
So it wasn't like a 1998 thing?
We started
The original was 2002, but we started in 2005.
Right.
Almost.
It's already off the rails, people. It's probably not going to get any better from here.
If I were you people, I would like just have your questions ready, go up to the microphones,
Right, yeah,
and
just do it
please,
now, because
whatever you do, just get the mics out of our hands.
I've had the Naruto job longer than I've had any job ever.
That's true.
Yeah,
Insane.
to me that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
That's
the job.
that's like we're approaching Gunsmoke numbers.
While folks are getting up to these,
Gunsmoke, look it up. It's on the internet.
while folks are getting up to these microphones to ask their questions, what has it been like for you all to be doing this and to be a part of this franchise for so long?
I hope you guys didn't. Bring a lunch. We'll be here a while. No, being a part of this thing. Okay, so I started doing it, and it was another job. Right? I'm doing an anime thing. Cool, awesome. I'd already done Initial D for the same company. All right, there are those who know it. That's amazing. Okay, so I did the Iggy character in that. So, you know, and so I'm like, oh, and around the time that I was doing that thing, people were like, you know, this anime thing, it's kind of starting to take off. You know, I'm like, that's great. Okay. And then this one comes up, and I get that, and then I start hearing about, because around the time that Naruto starts happening, convention culture starts to really start taking off. And so I start hearing about character like Choji cosplay and nobody's ever look at the way I dress. No one has ever dressed like me before. So I was like, apparently something is happening with this show that isn't what has happened with most other shows. And since then, I have consistently been amazed at a new video game, a new movie, a new series. They're doing split-off shows now. I mean, this thing has legs that are unbelievable to me for most of the stuff, and I'm a damn turtle. So like it's another one of these franchises that I'm like, really? Well, I mean, we're lucky to be involved in something that has the legs that it does, that has the group of people who admire it. You know, I mean, you guys make it happen. It's not us. So like, it's true. I mean, I'm not jerking your chain or anything. It's really true. Like somehow these characters. Nice of you to join us.
Sorry I'm late. I was lost on the road.
But it's for me. This sounds stupid, but it's not. It feels profound to me. That it's this real thing that brings all of us together. So there you go. Who's next?
Well, that's all the time we have tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Really, thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Hey.
Oh, nice.
Amazing cosplay.
Well done. Well done.
What? I don't believe it.
Kidding.
Really? Because it's just as I expected.
There we go.
What now?
You might have to.
Hey.
What was your reaction when Minato and Kushina became donuts?
Donuts.
What was the reaction to what?
When Minato and Kushina became donuts.
Oh, good question. No idea what the answer is.
It was so long ago. Like, there are how many episodes of this show? Anybody?
712.
What was your reaction?
There's 712 episodes. If you can zero down on one scene, oh my lord. Yeah. Yikes. There's 712 episodes of this thing?
20.
Plus Boruto.
Yeah. Right.
We're in the 900s. Yeah, man, I'm exhausted just hearing that number.
Right over here.
Big pickle.
Thank you. I heard that often.
An awesome feeling.
Wow.
All right. Favorite fight from the whole entire series is, what is your favorite fight?
Favorite fight?
The one where I won.
The one where I
I do
almost
not like the one
lost.
where I lost, but that one sucked.
I love the Obito Kakashi fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Gara.
Yeah. We all take our wins.
Yeah, I do like when I kick Sasuke's ass, but you know, I don't like to say that on the panel when it's here.
Actually, have any of the main characters ever lost? They may have like had their bacon served to them, but I think ultimately, since they're all still alive.
I'm not so alive.
Oh my God! We lost one. We lost one.
Spoiler alert.
Also, Kakashi did get killed.
Yeah.
By Pain.
And I think your team
I
captain
think I
got
counted as a
killed.
loss.
Alright.
I died for your sins.
I
is
should
what
watch.
happens.
I should watch more shows.
That's wow. It's biblical. It is. Well done.
Right over here.
Yeah.
Well done.
First of all, I'd love to say, Bryce Neal, my heroes. Ben 10 was the show I grew up with, but my question is, what is that one line from the show that you just kind of quote to yourself every day?
Ooh.
Everything.
Every 5 minutes, it's what a drag.
It's kind of true, though.
I have to be honest, every time I finish a project, like, I do music production and stuff, and, that final mix comes through, and I listen to it, and I go, Chubby's rule.
What line do I think of, Rigo Lane? Nothing ever goes as planned in this cursed world.
Nice.
And on my worst days, I wake up and say, I hate a lot of things. I don't particularly like anything.
I like just leave it to Toby, okie dokie.
Team 10. How did it feel portraying one of the most depressing moments in the show and getting vindication for it?
Ooh, nice question. Tom.
I just think that whole arc was so well written. And
we spent years kind of just line by line, character by character, putting this thing together so that it could be ripped apart and at the same time rip all our hearts apart. And I just think it was earned. Like they earned it. It wasn't cheap shot killing awesome. Oh, spoiler alert.
I'm right here.
You know what I mean? And then for us to come back, and the three of us to avenge his death, and everybody to play a role in that. And boy, talk about a goodbye scene. It was like 2 episodes.
It was, yeah.
It was really nice, and I felt like really proud of our group and the talent that we have assembled here. Just, man, you know, you think, oh, it's just a cartoon, but everybody's putting everything into it. So this is a great group of actors to work with. Although we never worked together, but you know what I'm saying.
This is literally the first time.
And that makes it that much harder too. And I just gotta say, that's how good these guys are. So, all right.
It's the first time Team 10 has been in the same room together.
Yeah, ever. That's ever.
Lucky, huh? Team 10. We were missing Choji for a while.
Yeah,
Nice to see you back.
I never saw anybody like coming out of work.
Yeah.
I like every once in a while, like you'd be there or whatever, but like largely we do our lines, and like maybe there's a lag, or maybe they just don't want me talking to other actors. I'm not sure how it goes. By the way, if anyone remembers, if you could explain to me the poop episode. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where Naruto goes to this outdoor festival where there's, I don't know, it's like a flower festival or something, and he has trouble finding an outhouse. Does anyone remember this episode? Do you know what I'm talking about?
We got one. Kakashi does.
Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, we got 2 guys.
That's an American would not have written that. There's something decidedly Japanese about the poop episode. Anyway, I'm sorry. Next question.
Right over here.
Okay, so as you mentioned, like y'all never worked together, but Mr. Yuri, as Sasuke, you know, Itachi's brother, how did you best prepare for the emotional connect from like where you started hating him, and then when you found out the truth as you're reading your lines, to reenact Sasuke's like hurt?
Well, it's interesting because we wouldn't get the scripts well in advance, so we would be learning what's happening with the characters as we were recording it. So in a way, I was learning what was going on, and Sasuke was learning what was going on. And we have, you know, a brilliant director in Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who you gotta give it up. 'Cause I'll tell you what, we couldn't keep all the show in our heads, but she did, and she was reading the manga, and she was like, you know, watching, you know, stuff that she probably got on, you know, pirate websites, so that she would have all the information, so that she could give that to us, so we could do our job. So her being the keeper of that information was a big part for me. She's like, she would explain things when I didn't understand them. She would let me know what was going on, and it's just so beautifully that relationship is so beautifully written that, you know, when something is really well written, our job becomes very easy. And we don't always have that. We don't always have good writing, but in this case it was. So it's just so beautifully written.
On behalf of everybody here, thank you for being here. Welcome to Pensacola. I do want to ask everybody to behave. While you're in the recording booths, recording your lines, and you're probably thinking, wow, I did really good today. What were moments that you thought of each other like, wow, this guy, this woman is absolutely amazing. This is such a good job that they're doing.
You think that we do a good job. You know very little about the mind of an actor. The mind of an actor, we get through it, we're like, oh God, I'm going to be so fired, I suck, I'm the worst. Yeah, it is fun because while we don't record together, sometimes an actor will have come in and recorded their part before we get it. Sometimes not, sometimes yes. And we will get to listen to their performance, and it's always really, really nice because it informs you know, our performances, to be able to react off of their actual performance. And I was always stunned by the stuff that would get played. I mean, some of it was like Steve Bloom leaving dirty messages for me, but when it wasn't that, it was was always impressive because I know these people socially, and to hear sometimes what they came up with in the booth was always really, really cool. It would surprise me.
And also, of course, everyone up here is a voiceover artist, so I'm going to say that to be a voiceover artist, you kind of have to be a slightly better actor than the person who only does on camera. And what I mean by that is, you have to convince people of doing what you do without using your face or your hands or your body. And most of our communication is this or it's this. You know, that's why during COVID it was really hard to kind of get what people were talking about because 2/3 of their face were always covered up. So you talk about the level of skill of the people that we work with in this thing. Everybody up here is operating at a super high level of skill and ability that you know as a performer yourself going into it, even though you're not necessarily working with them in the room, you hear that little bit of their performance and you're like, oh, of course, because they give you the information you need. Everybody involved in this thing is among the best people that do this.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's true. I believe it. And so doesn't it make our job easier when you hear somebody else's performance coming over the headphones? You're like, oh, God, that makes it so much easier.
It is true because if you're the first person to record a scene, you have to sort of fill in as many blanks as you possibly can for the people that come in after you. Just because it starts from nothing, and it's like building a house. You need a foundation, and then you need walls, and a roof, and chimney if you want one.
I'm almost always the bathroom.
I don't know why. Interesting. But yeah, the greatest challenge of the whole thing is you're the first person to record a scene, and Mary does a great job of explaining, like, here's what's going on in the scene. You have to say, all right, well, my part of this is to set up something for Yuri to react to, or for Kate to react to, or for Michael to react to, or for whoever it is that you're in the scene with. You have to set your intention in stone so that when they come in, they can feel what you're doing and react to it. So the hardest thing to do is to be the first person in there, and then once that sort of foundation is laid, the bricks that go on top of it, I'm not going to say it gets easier, but it gives you something to work with.
Which is also really, I mean, people have touched on it already, but it's also the reason why that's a little bit harder doing what this particular job required is that it's essentially what's called cold reading. Like, we are reading the line for the first time while we're recording it. So it wasn't like you spent a week or a month or a day or an hour preparing for these big scenes. You spent a second before doing it. And so whatever was there, either from one of the people up here or from the original Japanese actors who are phenomenal, you would hear it and you get used to allowing yourself to respond emotionally, vocally, viscerally to the performance coming at you so that you are reacting almost more than acting, and which is really a big thing for any actors out there.
This is for Neil. Big fan of your work. I just wanted to ask, what did you feel like whenever you were recording and you were like virtually like talking back and forth with yourself? With like in the Great Ninja War? Were you talking?
Neil?
Wow.
Louis. Am I adding it wrong? Like, am I mixing the scenes up? Like where Madara and Obito were together?
Well, no. When it was Madara and Obito, that was unmasked Obito. So that was me and Michael.
Oh, okay.
Michael and I have two different characters in Naruto that we share. So he was silly Toby, I was serious Toby. He was unmasked Obito, and I was masked Obito. And I mean, look, I think the versatility Michael displays in those two characters is phenomenal. But it comes down to what these last two gentlemen have said. And like Yuri said, if Mary Elizabeth doesn't know like everything from the star at the top of the tree all the way down to the presents. We were lost. I mean, literally, for the first couple of years that I would go in and dub Madara, I would have to hear back some of the playback. But she helped keep me centered, and you know, just like Robbie was saying, you know, it literally came down to Mary Elizabeth keeping me in the right place and just kind of living in the space of the character.
All the directors, Mary, and there's a couple of them, Jamie Simone did some early on and all that. These people have to sit down with the Japanese and the English written script, and they have to watch every episode. So the end of every one of their days recording this thing, they're working on one episode with us, and they go home and they start breaking down, you know, the next episode for like they're going to do for the next week, and they have to watch it for a good 3-4 hours to go, all right, that lip flap doesn't look like what the screen. It's a really like, it's easy for us if they do their job, but their job sucks.
And our job is awesome.
Our job kicks ass.
Go up.
Could I Robbie about how no, it's easy to say that, you know, you could see that a show is can be very popular early on. But my question to all of you is, when did it click that this character was you, or you became this character, or that this character was for you?
The moment Asuma died. I was like, man, that's a really good role. I should put something into it. I was like, wow, that's done. I'm done, right? Right. No, yeah.
Getting all this screen.
I don't think, I've got to be honest with you, I don't think at that point in time, I'm not speaking for all of us, but I am. I don't think any of us knew that we were going to have this much longevity.
No.
So in the moment, I don't think anybody was thinking, oh yeah, this is me, and this is going to be, I'm going to be signing autographs, you know, this is going to be my thing. Our job was to make this thing sound right. And I think, I know for me, I'm just so nervous about making it fit in the damn lip flaps that you know, the acting and the lip flaps and all that, just in that moment I'm like, not exactly that voice, but...
That's why it's a lot easier when he's got a mask on.
Yeah. Did anybody think it was going to be this big?
No.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Although, like, when we first auditioned, I remember I had no idea what we were auditioning for. And, but shortly after the audition, I started seeing that little blonde-haired orange guy everywhere. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a big deal. I don't, you know, you'd be at Target, and then as you're checking out, there'd be like, oh, that's a Naruto thing. You know, and it just started, like, I lived in a world where it didn't exist, and then all of a sudden, it existed. And it was always there, I just didn't know it, you know.
I think just the last couple of years that it's as big as it is. Like it was big, but not this big. Since COVID, it's big, because you used to have to really kind of dig.
Thanks, COVID.
I don't know what you guys are out there playing.
I mean, what did people do over the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, the best thing, that's
yes.
binge.
I mean, didn't people binge shows, you know, during the pandemic? Yeah.
And they introduced it to their kids, and then to their brothers and sisters, and, you know, like, we've got this whole other, you know, group of fans that have just arrived.
Kids introduced it to their parents.
Yeah, right.
Grandmothers.
My nephew's huge anime fans. They made my sister watch everything with them. She's like, I don't understand it, but it's time with my kids, so.
I understand, like, Navy guys, they'll bring the DVD set on, like, the ships, and they'll get these old, you know, gunnery sergeants and stuff, and they're like, what the heck is this thing? And then they're like, okay, I wonder what's going to happen if they, you know, they start asking questions. Like, they get into it, and we get a lot of military people really love this show, and I guess maybe it's because of the themes of honor and integrity and serving your village, which is your country, and, you know, there's a lot of stuff there that people can really hang on to. So, anyway.
Awesome. We've got time for one more question.
Okay, Yuri. Who wins in a fight, Sasuke or Sarutob?
Next.
Sasuke.
Sasuke.
Fast as you can.
Go.
There you go.
Tom, how does it feel to voice the best character in Naruto?
Wait a minute.
Hey, such a drag.
That cannot be the last question. Okay. Next.
My question is, why is the only snack that Choji eats is chips?
Why? Well, that's not the only thing he eats.
Because
He eats a lot of
potato
things.
chips are life.
Did you see the food
Oh,
back?
man.
And you ever see the Korean barbecue stuff? He's all about it. But you know, I mean, in a pinch, you know, you gotta have a snack the way you gotta have a snack. So you know. I will say though, somebody asked earlier what their favorite line of their character was. For me, my favorite line of Choji happens in many episodes, and it's this. Next question, go.
If you could be the voice actor of any other anime character, what anime character would it be?
Akudama Road is awesome. I'm sorry that I didn't get to audition for that. Chainsaw Man is awesome. I'm sorry I didn't get in that. Death Note was awesome. I'm sorry. I mean, you know, it's like everything. Okay. next question.
This is going to get better really fast if we go down this road. I wish I could have auditioned for it.
I was wondering if you could sign my football.
Come to our table. Come to our table.
Yeah, come to a
Good question.
Not this table. Sorry, the table at the tables at the. Yeah.
Back at the base center.
Next.
Right over here.
This is for Brian. How did it feel to work on Digimon?
First of all, thank you for pointing me out. I appreciate it. Yeah, Digi Armor Energize! Come on, guys, we gotta go back to the digital world. I loved it. It was a hit. I didn't want to blow it, and it launched me. Actually, a lot of that team went on to do Naruto. That's how I got on Naruto. So yeah, it changed my life. Really, thank you. Thank you.
Possibly the actual last question. Make it a good one.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Make it count,
This
no
question goes
pressure.
out to Dave, and this is a question very fitting for your character. Don't feel pressured. Feel free to say no, but can we see what is under your mask?
Rose.
I will tell you that what is under this mask is another mask.